Deja, you are that girl. I know you see me. Can you see me? KP, I know you see me calling you, girl. Ooh, KG, that was cute. Yes, ma'am, KG. I know this service is working. I have Verizon Wireless. Our service don't break down. No. Yes, ZNae. Work me, ZNae. You have an incoming call, girl. Answer the phone. Now. What is going on, my ZNae? How are you?
Hi, Morgan. I'm doing good in yourself.
I'm doing really good. It's been a long time coming. We've been trying to do this for a minute now, girl.
That's facts. We here. Here. We giving them
we
what they
here. We here.
here. Yay.
Right. We're here. We're here. We're definitely here. So how's everything going on with you, first of all?
Everything's going really, really good. I recently, I was in an accident in May, so it was really been
Oh.
me lately. I lost my dog and everything, so I really was really, really sad.
Mm,
But God has really been working in my favor. I was able to do an internship in Virginia this past June. I just got back in
mm-hmm.
July. So, I want to be a doctor. So it was like a medical internship program. And I was able to get a mentor. I got to do some shadowing. So it was really, really exciting. And then I got a job here at PV before I graduate.
Yes.
So everything's been going really, really good lately. So I'm just blessed and I'm honored to be here. So thank you for having me today.
That's good. That's really good. So before we get into anything, do me a favor and introduce yourself.
So I am ZNae Mangum. I'm a 22-year-old senior biology major here at the Prairie View A&M University. I was a part of the beautiful Black Foxes dance line
Yes,
from
ma'am.
2017 till COVID. Unfortunately, my freshman sadly my freshman year I was just a regular team member. So then my sophomore and junior year I was able to be co-captain, and then of course during COVID I was a COVID captain. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So before becoming a Black Fox, what other dance experiences did you have?
So I actually always dance. That's just like my thing. I didn't actually get technical till probably like middle school. That's when I started learning like leaps and everything. So I was always in like little league cheer teams and stuff like that. But I don't like getting that dark and being that hot outside. So I was like, let me get back to what I love, which was dance. So in high school, I didn't dance my freshman year, but I did do it my sophomore year. And that's really when I got to learn like all my turns, my kicks, and basically just cleaning up all that technique that I didn't know then that I know now. So I give all credit to
Yeah.
my teacher because I didn't know anything till my sophomore year
Yes.
in high school.
So how was it like transitioning from, you being a high schooler to now you being a Black Fox?
It was a very, very big transition just because my high school was more so a drill team type of dance
Hmm.
style. So I went to Thurgood Marshall High School in Houston, Texas, and it was nothing like that. Like most of the stuff we did was like stuff like that. So
Yeah,
moving,
like sticky.
yes, you know what I'm saying? Like all these, palm and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
this was very, very different for me. It let me come out of my box and it let me actually find my true real lady actually. So it was a big transition, but I'm really grateful for it because I got to know myself more during the process.
Yeah, yeah. So could you give my audience some type of background information about the Black Foxes? I'm pretty sure it's people that probably have never even watched Black Foxes. If you can just give my audience some information on, Black Foxes.
Definitely. So the Black Foxes are a dance line, a part of the Marching Storm Band here at Prairie View A&M University. We were founded by the great Dr. Margaret Sherrod, who is also a Miss PV. So shout out to her. And we're
Period.
basically period. They were really. I would say that they're like the style and like what they were was like very, very groovy. They were very different. They were kind of like, I would say, I don't want to say Las Vegas showgirls, but that was kind of like something, the attire that they used to wear, which I think was really, really cool and different. So that's really the background of what I could give about the Black Foxes.
And you know what? That's one thing that I love about the Black Foxes. Like y'all's uniforms are just so futuristic, and it's just so different from everybody else's. Um, yeah, I love that about Black Foxes. Like uniforms are always different. Loved it. Love it.
Yeah.
So, what makes Black Foxes unique?
What I would say is just like stuff like that, like us having a different style in our uniforms, us just being different and being very versatile, not only in the stands but in the field as well. Us having one of the biggest teams that I know that's in the select, that's very unique about us. And just I think our style is very different because we're very, very groovy. Like that's how I describe our style, kind of, sort of, because we can get really, really soft, but we can get down and we can get groovy with you too. So it's like very, very different, very unique stuff like that is what sets us apart, is what I would say.
Yeah, and I've noticed like y'all give a great happy medium. Like y'all can give fast, y'all can give, soft and slow. Y'all can still give a little bit of book. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that too. Yeah,
Mhm.
that versatility.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what is the definition of a black fox?
Ooh, that's a good question. Of course, a black fox is a real lady. That's just automatic, of course. Um, I would definitely say is a lady with poise, elegance, a lady who's unique and knows how confident she is with or without the organization she's a part of or not. She knows that she stands out in any scene just because of how confident and how she just holds herself in general, if that makes sense in a way. I would definitely, to describe myself as a fox, I feel like each fox has their own style or has their own like personality, but they still come together as a fox. So me personally, I would definitely say that when I'm ZNae, I'm ZNae, but when I'm a fox, I'm picture perfect. So picture
Yeah.
perfect is that girl who's very, very fierce. She's very, very connecting with the audience, making sure that you see me just like I see you, stuff like that. So just making sure that I'm standing out. I feel like that's what a fox is standing out and being unique and just being like, oh, she looking at me.
Yeah.
Let me look at.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So is picture perfect, is that your like name?
Yeah, that's my crab
Okay.
name I got.
Yeah.
And honestly, the crazy thing about it was when we was picking them out and they was like, all right, I need to figure out what your crab name was. I was like, no, that's not my name. That's not my name. And my crab sister was like, ZNae. Literally. Literally. So basically because most of my pictures when I was a freshman, like most of my pictures came out like, oh, she was ready for the camera. So
Yes.
that's my name.
I can definitely see because you are very photogenic, I've noticed.
Thank
You
you.
have
I
some
love
great pictures.
thank you.
What gravitated you towards the Black Foxes?
So honestly, I was like I told you when I was at high school, my coach actually persuaded me to go to Texas Tech. I was really ready to go.
Mm.
And then I seen how far it was and how cold it was. And I was like, I'm a true Southern girl. I need to stick to the humid, warm
Mhm.
air. Do you see what I'm saying? So actually
Yeah.
my one of my big sisters, Tavian, who danced with me in high school, she went to PV before me and she was like, you should try out for the Black Foxes. Because me, I was just going to go there and try out for whatever dance team because I just loved to dance. I didn't care where I was. I just wanted to make sure I was still fulfilling that passion that I had for dance. So I was actually going to try out for the Panther Dolls. And she was like, we're trying out for the Black Foxes. So that, I think
Mhm.
it was in April. I went there and I was like, oh my goodness. It was like 100 girls, Morgan. Like 100.
Oof.
And mind you, I'm coming from like a drill team dance experience. These girls look like they done major it all they like. And I'm just like,
Child.
child, let's just hope this team get me by and these eyes get me by. But it was really, really fun going there, even meeting some of the former Black Foxes that were there. They were very, very nice. They were very, very helpful. Like even when I was there, when we was learning the stands, they was like, "Oh, she got it. She got it. You come stand by us." Stuff like that. So
Mhm.
like, I really liked it, and they stuck together as well. So you could tell, oh, they built a bond. They're sisters, and I really, really liked that. So that's kind of what draw me to them even more. And then we had a 2-step process for the audition, so we tried out in June, and then we tried out in April and came back in June, and that's when they picked the final.
Mm.
Yeah, so I guess they didn't know who they wanted, which was good for me because that gave me more time to go home and practice and get my stuff.
Right.
But we came back in June, and like the energy was still the same. It was very, very helpful. Everybody was just positive. Nobody was just like, or doing all that extra stuff.
Standoffish.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
'Cause at the end of the day, we all love to dance. We all here for a reason. We all got called back for a reason. So let's do what we gotta do, and may the best fox win at this point.
Period. Yes,
So
ma'am.
it was,
Yes.
so that was really what drew me to them. I love the sisterhood, and then as I got to do more research and just being a fox, I really was like, I'm so happy that I came here. I'm really grateful for
Yeah.
the opportunity.
So what did you do to like prepare you for tryouts?
Honestly, so I really just went on their website. My coach, she was very, very helpful. Her name was Kaiser Ginger. She was a Texas cheerleader coach. So she was very, very helpful. And she was just like, we're going to make sure that you watch the videos, that you read the curriculum. So the Black Foxes actually have like everything that they look for basically on their website. So if you go on there and you practice on that, I feel like that's why I tell any girl who asks me for advice or what to do, I say, go look at that website. Go do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at those YouTubes. I made sure my coach made sure she was like, you see how they got them curls? You better make sure you have them curls. You better make sure you have your glitter cut crease, your red lipstick, all of that. So I really just
Mm-hmm.
studied. That's mostly what I did, what I could. I didn't really know any Black Foxes, so I couldn't really get like that one-on-one time. And like coming from my high school, I really wasn't exposed to HBCUs as much. I knew about them, but I wasn't really just like, I'm just like, I'm ready to go to school. I'm ready to,
Yeah.
be the first generation, and that was all my focus was. But of course, I was gonna dance wherever. But that was really what I did. I just study, and even when I was at tryouts, I was like, "Oh, she doing that like that. Let me do that like that. I like how she do that. Let me do that real quick."
Mm-hmm.
So stuff
Speaking
like,
of you, speaking of you being a first generation college student, like how was that for you and your family too?
I think it's really big for me. That's one of my biggest goals that I hold really, really strongly to my heart because I know that my family looks at me as the golden child. I know that for sure, and I don't. Sometimes it's like a lot of pressure because if you probably don't know, I have a lot of anxiety. I'm very,
Yeah.
very, it's really, really bad. But I feel like stuff like that motivates me and it pushes me to go harder and it just be like, push that to the side, push all that fear to the side and think about my family. I'm really big on family and friends and stuff like that. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
just a big motivation for me. That's all I really see it as. Of course it's pressure, but at the end of the day I know that it's gonna pay off in the end. So it's really just motivation more so.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you had that motivation. I'm really happy that you had that support system, you know?
Yeah, my family, even my friends, like coming here to PV, like the Marching Storm, that's my family. I cannot
Oh
tell you,
yeah.
I can't tell you one person in that band that I don't see as my brother or my sister, and that's another reason why I love the Marching Storm so much. Like I didn't have a life outside of the band. Everybody, if you're a dancer, if you're in the band, you don't get a life. But
At
honestly,
all.
I wouldn't trade it in for anything because the moments, the memories that I made with the band was just like priceless. Like I wouldn't give it back for anything. Somebody asked
That's
me,
really good.
if somebody was to ask me, would you do it back? Would you take any? No, I don't. Everything I did, I loved it. From the good to the
Hmm.
bad, everything I grew from it. I met a lot of amazing people from it. So I'm really just grateful for it all, honestly.
Yeah. How did you feel like once you actually made the black boxes?
I was super, super excited. So I was like, a girl from the drill team really just made the Black Foxes, That was really, really big for me because honestly, it was something that I wasn't even, going to do at first. So to actually make it and see that I really pushed myself and achieved this goal, it was really, really big for me. And like a lot of people back at school was like, oh, ZNae not going to make the dance scene. And did.
Oh,
And I
oh,
was.
not they, not
And
not they
did.
doubting
And
Zanae.
did. But look at us. Became captain and everything. So it's cool. It's cool. You see,
You better clock. You better
period.
clock it, girl.
So yeah, I was very excited, very grateful, I was just really, really happy. Like when I heard my name, my heart was pounding so fast.
Yeah, I know that was. I know that was a good experience. I know it was. So, how was your experience with your crab sisters? Like, what was that like?
I really, really, really would say that all of us are very unique and all of us are very different in our own way. And I like how at the end of the day, when it came to like a show, we all meshed in so well. Like it was like, oh yeah, they're a team. That's a team. But any other regular dance team, they have their, girls are girls. Sometimes it's gonna be
Yeah.
perfect, sometimes it's not gonna be perfect, which is realistic. So I would say that the experience was everything that I thought it would be. I'm really grateful for all of them. Each and every one of them has taught me a lot, and I hope that I've taught them a lot. So yeah, I have a best friend, Tiana. She was my co-captain. She became
Mm-hmm.
a mother to my unborn kids. Like I'm really,
Okay.
really like that. I'm saying like that's the ones that I made. That is
Yeah.
my best friend. I wouldn't trade her in for anything in the world. So I'm really grateful for all the girls that I've met and grew up on with. Truly.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How was your experience with your captain Brianna, and what is something that she really taught you that really stuck with you throughout your years as a Black Fox?
Definitely, I love Brianna. Brianna and Maddie, like they were literally the best moms ever. Like they pushed us so much. They didn't do too much either. Like I feel like they
Hmm.
seen it in us, so they never like like was on us like this, like this, like this, because they knew how bad we wanted it. Like we was that. I think we was the biggest crab class to come in. It was 12 of us, so we was deep
Mm.
and we was ready,
Woof.
hungry. We was like, oh, 17, we finna pop out. We finna
Now
come
I ain't never heard. I'm sorry, I've
12,
never heard of 12 crabs, baby.
12.
What?
12 of us came in hard and they made it so like the experience just was everything. If I could repeat a year over and over again, it would definitely be my freshman year. And I give it all to Bree and Maddie because they definitely made that experience well, fun. You know, it was, of
Hmm.
course, it was serious at moments, but it was to the point where I love going to practice. Like, it was never like, oh my goodness, I'm going to go to practice. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to
That's
practice.
important too.
You,
That's
that's,
really
you know,
important.
it's very
Enjoying practice.
and having a great atmosphere. Like I really love going to practice with Bree and Maddie. Bree definitely taught me to always be yourself, to never change up or switch up for anybody, regardless of what it is. People gonna always have their comments about you. Just stay true to
Yep.
yourself. People gonna see you. As long as you stay true to yourself, they're gonna see you. You gonna stand out
Mm.
regardless. So
Yeah.
she definitely
Yeah.
taught me that.
Yes, ma'am. What do you think you learned about yourself during your crab year?
Oh, my crab year. Okay. My crab year, I definitely learned that it's a lot of stuff that I gotta learn. I learned that I'm not perfect at all. And I'm a perfectionist, so
Yeah.
sometimes that's like hard for me. But I know
Hmm.
that I also learned that it's okay to mess up. Everybody makes mistakes. And I feel like being in the HBCU dance field, like that's watch big. Like you can't mess up. Like you gotta be on your toes, which is true. Like you gotta stay on your stuff. If you love something, you should be on your craft at all times. But we're all human. We all
Yep.
mess up. As long as you recover and you get back on it, you make it seem like you ain't never fell off ever. That's all that matters. You out there doing what you
Yep.
love, and it's okay if you mess up. As long as you come
Yep.
back and be that girl, you good.
Period. That's how you do that. Yes. What would you say was a Black Fox element dance wise that was hard for you to kind of grasp?
That's a good one. I cannot book. I can't do it.
Oh,
Morgan,
yeah.
my knees. I know you be seeing. I know because one time I had walked on your videos and you had said the name you get lower in her knee. I know Morgan. It be the
Oh.
knees. It be the I love critiques. So that's just one thing that I love. Like I love when somebody gonna point me out and let me know because I'ma fix it quick. Like I love to do that. But that bucking
Yeah.
was something for me, Morgan. It was just it
Yeah.
was different. I love to
Yeah.
dance slow. I love medium pace. I love to dance fast as well because I like to be clean. Like I said, I was in a drill team, so we did a lot of like sharp movements and everything, but still being clean at the same time. But like getting low, Morgan was it was a task.
Child.
It was
It's really
a task.
hard. A lot of people do not get it. It's really hard. It's a
It's
hard thing to grasp.
more than just popping. It's way more. You gotta get in the groove. Your
You
body
gotta
gotta.
thrust.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's more than just a pop. The girl said, "Get
Mm-hmm.
in." It.
Hey, say that one more time now.
Girl said, "Get
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
in." Okay.
As a freshman, who
Mm-hmm.
took you under their wing? Like, who was your big sister?
Oh, Ryan was my big sister. I literally danced right next to her. So she was like, she started the ripples for us. So she was the light skinned, tall one who was always on the side of me. That was my big sister. We were literally almost alike. Like, and I feel like that's why Brie and Maddie matched us together is because our vibe is so like we so cool. We got those eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan has the most prettiest eyes ever. Like, I think they're either green or blue or something, but they so pretty. But
Mm-hmm.
she to her wing, not even just for the dance part, just for just like being a student here at PV in general.
In
Like
general. Mm-hmm.
you know, she always made sure I was good. She stayed checking up on me whenever I needed something. She was always there. So I would definitely say she took me under her wing, and Bree and Maddie as well. They were that. I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna lie to you. Like literally, when me and Tiana became captain, that's what we wanted to do was bring
Yeah.
back that Bree and Maddie experience because it was just literally perfect. I could not complain.
Oh,
Literally.
speaking of that, oh, we're gonna talk about
Okay,
that COVID season. We're gonna talk about that season,
we're gonna talk
child.
about it.
So, what was your favorite memory with your captain?
My favorite memory with Brie or with Sandra?
Bree.
Okay, my favorite moment literally was when we found out what our craft maintenance was, and they gave us our tools. That was my favorite moment ever. Like I
Yes,
just,
ma'am.
because I've never experienced nothing like that. So seeing it and how out they went, they got us goodie bags. They did like a whole day. We
Hmm.
thought we was in trouble and everything turning out. We finna get our tools. So it was I was excited. I was ready to ite everywhere I could go. I was ready to do them too. And then we did it before, I think it was before the Southern game. So that gave us a lot of ammunition as well. And it got us really, really excited and amped to really just go out there and be like, yeah, we finna throw up our tools and we finna be cute. Cause we,
Period.
you know,
And what's your
that
and what's your line name again?
picture perfect. Yeah,
Period.
period.
Period. So what did you want to do differently your second year than your first year? Like what did you want to do differently?
As a member, what I wanted to do was just keep learning from the other members because, like I said, like I like critiques, I like to adapt and learn new things. I love to grow, so just learning from the different girls, the older girls who had already been there for me, like seeing how they hit specific stands. Because me personally, and even Miss Shawn says this, like each stand tells a different story. Like when you do Dream Girl, when you do this, you think about you a Dream Girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or do what's another one? We do pop pop. That's that booking I've been telling you about, Morgan. Like that was
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
Like it's a different story every time. So I wanted to know, like, okay, what's the vibe you get when you do this? So every time we did practice, like I always wanted to just make sure that I was watching every single detail, so I could portray that story when I did the stand. Not saying that we all gonna look alike, because of course we all different people, but I definitely wanted to make sure I was in the groove of everything and not just doing my own thing. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
And
was
still being able to blend too. Yeah.
yeah, so that was that. As a leader, because that was my first time. I really just wanted to make sure that I kept the legacy going that Bree and Maddie had left. Just making sure that I'm making practice fun, making sure that the girls are actually remember this is your passion. Just do what you love, and that's gonna show every time you go out on the field, when you go out on the stands, and
Hmm.
when you go marching. Like that was my main goal as a leader for sure.
Speaking of you being a leader, how was it you transitioning from being a baby fox to now you being in this leadership position? Like how was that experience?
Honestly, I love like helping people. So when I did it, actually, I was doing it because my best friend Jamia, she was doing it too. So I was like, okay. And she was like, "ZNae, you should do it with me." I'm like, all right, we can do it together. Do it. And doing it, I was really just doing it because, of course, I love to dance. But I just wanted to see if I could do it, honestly, because I don't never try to put too much pressure on myself, even though I do sometimes, just because I'm a perfectionist, like I said. Um, I just wanted to put myself out there and see if I really could do it because I knew naturally that I knew how to help people. Like even at practice when I was a freshman, like I was always the one like, "Hey y'all, let's run this real quick," or "Let's do this," or "Let's do that." I was always the one to like take initiative or try to be the one to
Hmm.
be like, get us grounded in everything. So I knew that I had the leadership qualities because I feel like I'm a natural leader. That's what I love to do. Like I love, having things in order, making sure everybody good, that the show is running smooth, and not just on a show aspect, but in the internal mental and emotional state as well. So it was a difference, but it really wasn't that big of a difference because I'm with my sisters, and it's just like, oh, we up the song
This
the
normal.
it was normal. So it was like the freshmen, we not a freshman no more, we sophomores, and we up. So when I became captain, I mean not captain, co-captain, I felt like I did it for all of us. It wasn't just for me. Like we gotta say,
Yeah.
so that was that.
That's humbling too. I love that humbling spirit you just gave. Period. I love that.
Mhm.
How was Cassandra as captain while you were, being co-captain?
hmm Me and Sandra, like when we was just by ourselves, we were very, very goofy with each other. Like it was too funny. I feel like Sandra is one of the most funniest people you could ever meet in your life. But she's also to herself as well. Like when she's in her zone, like she's in her zone. Like when we used to do bus rides and things like that, like you would always see Cassandra in the back with her headphones in her ear. And I really, really like that about her because that's something that I wanted to do if I would have been able to have a season. But I realized when she could turn off from goofy to okay, let me be serious real quick. And she also, I would say that She wasn't a perfection. She was a perfectionist, but she wasn't, because she was just like, "Oh, I did that. It's okay. I'm gonna make it up for the next time." Like, she wasn't hard on herself, and I like that about her. That's something that I wish that I could grow into a little bit more. Because, like I said, I'm too hard on myself, and I feel like her having that nonchalant kind of like spirit helped her in a lot, because being in such a big limelight and being the head, dancer or whatever, like it's a lot of pressure. So for her to still be able to be like, "Woosah, we finna do this," so
Yeah.
that and I really like that about her for sure.
Yeah. And she does give that, calm
Mhm.
um emotion. Like she definitely gives that calm emotion, like nonchalant, like you said.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I could see that really helping somebody in the long run.
Facts.
I can
Definitely.
definitely see that. So now that you are considered an upperclassman, who did you take under your wing? Like who's your little sister?
Honestly, I like to think as everybody that came in under me, so like 18, 19, 20. I like to think of all of the people that I took under my wing. Of course, I had a little sisters, Jasmine and Carrington. Those were my babies. I think that was year 19, if I'm not mistaken. Those were my little sisters to this day. Carrington's birthday
Mhm.
day before my mom's birthday, and then Jasmine's birthday is one day after my little sister's birthday. So them were really two people that I really like drawn to,
Mhm.
really took under my wing. So I'm just like, all right, God didn't put y'all in my life for no reason. And y'all
Right.
birthday to my hearts. So those
Yeah.
are two that I really took under my wing. But honestly, any and everybody, like anybody I could help, like I said, I love to help people. I'm a nurturer naturally. So anybody I could help,
Mhm.
I was always on that. So 18, 19, 20, all of them my babies. I took all of them under
Hey,
whenever they
I mean,
needed.
and then you were in the leadership position anyway,
Mm,
so it kind of makes sense that, pretty much anybody was, your little baby.
yeah, for sure. Little babies, little sisters, all of that.
Mhm. How was Miss Shawn as a sponsor?
I love Michonne. She's really, really different. I would say she's very, very different. Like, she's very spontaneous, and for her age, she be on it. Like, I've never seen nobody move like that and be so spicy and so sassy like Michonne. Like, I love her energy.
Mhm.
Really, really sweet. When it's time to get serious though, Sean Letha will come out in a quick second.
Okay.
It's Sean and Sean Letha now. It's a big, big difference. But
Wait,
I
what's her name?
Sean or Sean Letha.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that
He got
name.
when it's serious or you see her catch an attitude, oh, that's Sean Letha. Tighten up. Tighten up
Mhm.
real quick.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, how was it having a coach, coming from the dolls to now her, being over Black Foxes for so long? Like, how is that, if I can ask that?
It was definitely different, and sometimes like she likes to, how to. I feel like the dolls are really, really unique in the dance moves that they use in their field shows. Like very, very different. They're very, I would say, they're groovy as well, and I feel like we are as well, but in a different kind of a sense. Because I feel like the dolls are like more softer, more elegant, more poised, and I feel like we can switch. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with her, it wasn't that hard, but it was because sometimes she would kind of want us to like I don't want to say I don't want to say be like the dogs because she never did that. She just wanted us to get outside of the box. Like she didn't want us to do the typical dance
Yeah.
that we did last year or that we did any other year. She wanted us to really like think of something like spontaneous. One sister that really did that well was my sister Sierra. Like she's very, very different. Tiana as well. Like they always had like spontaneous new ideas, like something really, really cute and
Mhm.
different. And be like, I would have never thought of that, but let's do it. So I think
Yeah.
Sean really big on getting us outside of our blocks. I don't think it was. I'm not gonna say that she wanted us to be like the dogs at all. She just really wanted us to, get that exposure, just like all the other big schools that got that exposure. She was like, in order to be big, we got to think big. We got to get outside of the box. So I think that's what it really was with Sean.
Yeah, be adventurous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What would you say you learned about yourself as a co-captain
As a co-captain, that's a good one.
for 2 years at that?
For 2 years, no, for sure. Um, I would definitely say that. Let me think about that one because I learned a lot as co-captain for 2 years. Like, there's never enough. You're never done learning. I would definitely
Right.
say that. always more room for improvement. You think that you're capable of going into the next step. Nah, God got you right here for a reason. So that means you need to learn one more thing before He elevates you into becoming, when I became captain later on. So I definitely would say I got more stuff to learn. Every year being a co-captain, I learned more and more and more, which helped me to become a captain and gave me a totally different mindset to be able to, tackle everything, to be able to have that mindset as a team member, as a co-captain and a captain. I felt like that was really, really great. It gave me kind of an advantage to not only be able to teach the girls with dancing, but also teach the girls with like just real lady situations, like being able to be a good example for them in the dance field and off the field. So I think that's what it
Mm-hmm.
did for me.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So before becoming an actual captain, um, was that something that you actually wanted?
I definitely did. I feel like if when being in a co-captain position, your only mindset is to keep elevating, like it's to keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you did this. How much further can you go? Like, let's see how far can you take your talents and your leadership skills and just all these other things that you learn from being co-captain. So, yeah, did I answer that?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
most definitely. What were some thoughts on the captain position before you actually got it and after you got it?
So before I got it, I would definitely be like just that pressure. That was because I have
Yeah.
anxiety. I feel like any girl would have anxiety being in such a big, spotlight. That was one thing that I
Hmm.
was just focusing on. Like I said, messing up. That was really just my biggest thing. Like, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up. Because not only are you showcasing yourself, you putting on for your girls in the back of you. If your energy is
Yeah.
off, giving this, they're gonna give that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah.
that was really just the biggest thing, is just making sure that I'm giving my best foot forward every time, making sure I'm not listening to any outsiders, because a lot of people like to make comments or whatever, but it's totally different from being in the position than from just being on the outside looking in, because it's a lot of pressure, and especially
Yeah.
with being in school as well. I'm a biology major, so just
Ciao.
just imagine just that stress and still going to practice, being happy, trying to, make sure that everybody's still in the groove, even though you stressed out about this test that's going on. You're stressed out. It's a new song.
Hmm.
You gotta go and record this and go do that and practice with it and stuff like that. So it was really just that, making sure that I was on my P's and Q's before I became captain. And after, that's what you asked as well.
Yeah. Hmm.
It was really most likely the same thing. Just making sure that I just wasn't hard on myself, because that's when I came into the realization that people do mess up. That's natural. But I didn't want to make that my normal, like, oh, ZNae mess up. No, no, ma'am, that's not
Right.
okay. But I had to tell
Right.
myself those type of things, because if not, you'll put so much pressure on yourself and it'll really tear you down, like on the
Oh, it
inside.
stress you out.
You know what I'm saying? They make you, can I do this? Of course you can do this. God wouldn't have put you in this position if you could not do it. So that was my mindset for before and after.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think administration saw in you for you to become captain?
I definitely thought they seen this bubbly spirit. You know what I'm saying? I always have a positive attitude. Anytime I walk into the band hall, I'm saying hey to everybody. Whoever I see, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all having a good day? And I feel like that's important. You have to be a people person in order to be a leader. If you can't be a
Yes.
people person, it's gonna be hard, because everybody is not the same. You have to know how to work with different characters, and that's another thing that I learned from being a co-captain. I got to adapt and learn more about my team during that time, so it really got me better for the captain year. So I feel like that, the longevity of how long I've been on the team. I'm a very, very hard worker, and I feel like they always seen that, because I was always on it. If I wasn't
Yeah.
sitting down drinking, or of course we have our little fun times when we having fun, but after that, when you see ZNae, you see she locked in. When they say running music, ZNae is locked in. ZNae is looking, paying attention to the details, making sure that she hit every beat, that her facials is on every, stuff like that. And even
Hmm.
that, I always help people at practice. That was my thing. Like, if anybody needed help, they like, ZNae, look at this real quick. Big, I'm finna record you. Nah, do that over again. Your tongue need to be pointed, do this and do that. So I feel like they
Right.
just, me being myself and them just being there at practice, they was like, yeah. ZNae, like I said, I feel like I'm a natural born leader, and they definitely seen that in me. And just making me co-captain twice, that pushed me even more to just show them, oh, okay, I made me co-captain again. Let me show y'all someone. Let me turn up someone, show y'all that I'm really meant to be a captain.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What are some challenges you had to face during your captain year? And how did you overcome those obstacles?
So one was COVID. That was just
Child.
that was very, and I'm really really sad about it even to this day because I feel like I still never got the opportunity that I really should have had, kind of sort of. But I know that God does everything for a reason, so I'm still grateful to even just be able to say that I was captain. I was still able to get some freshmen, get to meet them, grow up along with them, still make sure that they had the opportunity that I had. I wanted to make sure
Mm-hmm.
they got their tools, that they, felt special about their names, that they was just like, oh yeah, I'm a Black Fox and stuff like that. Like I wanted them to feel that feeling that I felt my freshman year, regardless of COVID or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like in general, like I always just, like I said, I wanted to make sure that I gave the same energy that Bree and Maddie gave me and Tiana. So that was just my main focus after I seen that COVID was taking over. I was just like, all right, still got to make this the best of what it is, because the show must go on. If
It
we
must
have a
go
show.
on.
And then I also had like a shoulder injury as well during the season.
Mm.
Into the season, you would notice Tiana had leg stands. They had wore like a purple crop top and some tights or whatever. I'm proud.
Mm-hmm.
They had did a video and I wasn't there because I was in a sling, but I was right there recording, telling them, clean that up, do this, do that. That was challenging for me too, because I was just like, dang, like they dancing with the band and I can't even dance.
Yeah.
But I was just like seeing my best friend up there leading and seeing the rest of the girls, that made me happy. Like, okay, period. I really wish they
At
would have
least
had.
you were still there, and at least you were still able to, experience what they were experiencing too.
Definitely. And I've been there for like 3 or 4 years, so I know what it feels like to dance in front of a band or to practice with the band and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make sure that my freshmen still had that experience and felt like, oh, okay, at least ZNae and Tiana and the other, they tried to make a way for us and they tried to make sure that we still got an experience at the end of the day. But that plus the COVID was probably my biggest things. Once my shoulder happened, it really just made me want to lock into becoming Miss PV a little bit more. So, like I
Yeah.
said, it happened for a reason. So I'm grateful for it all for sure.
Speaking of COVID, like how did you guys manage practice dealing with COVID? Like how did you guys manage that?
So we just always made sure that we always took a COVID test. I want to say we either took it once or twice a week because that was just important. Everybody's health is important. A dancer cannot dance without her body. Once your body shuts down, it's over. It's done.
Right.
So everything. Sean loves to work us out, honey. She loves to work. So we ain't never missed out on the physical. Nah, that was never a problem. So just making sure that we all stay tested, make sure that we all stay positive during it, because mental health is very important during that time as well. My main focus was just to make sure that it was good. That's really was it. And the test and working out and making sure that we spread it out during practice. That was really what we did. We wore our masks, but most of the time we was sweating it all out. So I think everybody
Yeah.
was good. I feel like we were the best. I think we even got a section award for not getting COVID, because like it was hard for the other sections to not catch COVID because of course they're using instruments and all this other stuff, and at least we can like spread out and still have some
Right.
type of distancing going on. So I feel like that was good. That was something that we did really good with.
Yeah. Yeah. At least something came out of at least something good came out of it. You know what I'm saying? You
Definitely.
know. How was Tiana as your co-captain in 2020?
Tiana's my best friend, so of course she was great. She was Tiana's loving, bubbly, goofy person. Like that's my other half. Like I love her so much. Like you probably think like this girl is juicy. I am not. Like that is my best. That's my
I
girl.
believe you.
You can't tell me nothing about Tiana Earl. You just can't. You just
Okay.
can't. She was just very sweet. The girls, everybody loved Tiana. She always kept the spirits up. She always kept us laughing. She always kept us moving. And I love the way Tiana dances as well. She gives me grown woman. Like from head
Yeah.
to toe, it's giving body, legs,
Yes.
hips, body. Do you hear me?
Thighs, everything. Okay.
Everything.
Yes.
So she even helped me out a lot of the times. Like when I felt like I wasn't giving what I needed to give, she always encouraged me. She always motivated me. She stayed up. We stayed up late. We lived together actually during that year. We got like a little townhome kind of thing. We all moved together and we were just always practicing together. She was always, she was just great. She was motivating.
Yeah.
The best friend anybody could ever ask for is her. Definitely.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. She was definitely a beast. She was definitely a beast.
That girl. That girl. That girl.
Okay. How did you feel about dancing to regular music versus dancing to band music during 2020 year?
That was very difficult for me because it's just like I didn't know like where the music was gonna go, and like of course like when
Yeah.
you at practice we dance to regular music at practice as well to like warm up and stuff like that, but like with them you'll never know when they gonna cut it off. You never know if they're gonna have it high or when they're gonna have it low, and most of the time like it was low, so it was very very frustrating, and that was something that made me sad as well because I wanted to dance in front of that band. Like it's nothing like hearing all those instruments just hitting, like it's literally going through your body.
Hmm.
And so it
Yeah.
was very, very challenging, and but I still made it work or whatever. And I kind of felt like I just knew because of how COVID was going and how bad everything was getting. I just knew that probably would have been the last opportunity. So I just wanted to make sure that I did what I could, and even let Tiana lead because you never know, that could have been our last time. It was literally, I think we only had 2 times. That was our first time we could dance, and then the second time, of course, was when I hurt my shoulder or whatever. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody still had fun, regardless of what the circumstances was. At least we got something. So I tried to make it better,
Hmm.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Watching that, you could tell like sometimes the music was low or sometimes the music was far away
Yeah,
a little
definitely.
bit. So yeah, yeah. What would you say was your biggest accomplishment during your captain year?
Biggest accomplishment. Wow, that's a good one. Definitely just taking in, like I said, taking in those new freshman girls and making sure that they still got that culture, they still got that sisterhood, still got that experience. Because like a lot of it could have been worse. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I feel like we couldn't have been able to do anything, and I wouldn't have been able to even just connect with them or even just to get to meet them as much as I got to know them. I really love the bond that I got to build with them. I'm so excited for them this season. My
I'm
butterfly.
excited.
I'm so I feel like that was my biggest accomplishment, and of course, becoming Miss PV. I feel like I made sure that the girls knew, oh, okay, our captain not only dance, but she also making a platform in other, realms as well.
Yeah.
So make sure that they know, like we diverse over here. You know,
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
like that
ma'am.
accomplishment for me for sure.
Yes, yes. Um, how would you say Black Foxes prepared you as a woman?
I would say it definitely taught me to, like I said, stay true to myself. Make sure that I always pay attention to self care, self love, mental health, because that's really, really big, especially being an African American woman in today's society, or just a woman in general. It's really, really difficult with like equity and things like that, or just like,
Hmm.
domestic violence, all this other stuff that's going on in the world. I feel like the Foxes have definitely taught me how to be a strong, independent, intelligent, and confident woman for sure, and definitely unique, of course. So they taught me a lot of that and how to deal with different personalities and how to make it all mesh together for a better good. I definitely learned that from the Foxes.
And you know what? You bring up a good point,
Mm.
dealing with different personalities, because y'all have like what, 17, 18 girls,
Yeah,
and you
my
have
first
to sit.
21 girls.
Yes,
21, that's a lot.
yes. That's really, and in the long run, looking back at it, it's really good that y'all have so many girls, so then y'all can know how to work through things. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
yeah, yeah, I love that. What would you say was your biggest strength as a dancer?
My biggest strength is my ability to really draw in the audience. My favorite thing is facials. Like, I feel like
Oh yeah.
you can dance with your body for sure, but if your face is not giving that, they're not really gonna get the full picture. They're not really gonna get that confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you giving it from literally head to toe, like most of the time they're gonna get caught in your eyes because you really just looking at them and giving them.
Right.
Like, they don't want to let go of it. Like, wow. So that's
Mm-hmm.
it's really facials and just being able to take critiques. I love taking critiques and learning. Like I said, I'm always willing to learn. I'm always wanting to get better. So I feel like those two are my biggest strengths for sure.
Yeah, yeah. What was your favorite part about being a HBCU dancer, and what was your least favorite part about being a HBCU dancer?
Favorite part, every game, any performance, like just feeling that energy, seeing all those people just excited to see you, and you're going out there to literally just do what you love, and they love that. Like just getting all of that love from them was my favorite part. Every time you hear that tweet from that, oh, It's action. Here we go. We're gonna put on a show. Like even seeing the little, like me, I love being a mentor. So that's why most of the stuff that I do, like I love to take leadership positions because I love, like I said, I love to help. So like seeing little girls and like getting DMs from other girls in high school talking about something, I look up to you, you inspire me. Like that's what I live for. Stuff like that is
Yeah.
what makes me happy and makes me be like, oh, I gotta be better than last time. They said that they thought that was cute last week. Let
Oh,
me drop something on this week. You see what I'm saying?
right.
That was my favorite part. Like I wouldn't. Yeah, best part. Least favorite is of course, like I said, it's just a lot of pressure. And with me
Hmm.
having anxiety, and I know I'm not the only one probably who has anxiety in the dance world. Having a lot of pressure can like get to you sometimes, and it'll make you feel like,
Hmm.
and that's me. I'm one of them. it,
Yeah.
it's just the pressure, but I mean, like I said, pressure make diamonds. So it is
Sure
what
do.
you know what I'm saying. So it's a fault, and it's a perk as well, definitely. But that
Yeah.
pressure is something else.
That's true. Most definitely true. How was it winning Miss Etta Gamma, Miss Marching Storm, and Miss Prairie View?
Those are just different ways for me to really get my platform out for just us as dancers, just us as being a biology STEM major. That was just a way for me to really like keep elevating and not just staying
Yeah.
inside of my. I love to do new things. I love to do new projects. I love helping. I love serving. Just doing that. Every experience, every time I got a crown, I was happy. I was shocked. I was
Yeah.
blessed because, like I said, I'm hard on myself. So even during Miss PV, I was like, I'm not gonna get this. Like, oh my goodness. Like, if I
Yeah.
don't get this, I'm not gonna be happy. And like me, I talk really, really fast. So becoming Miss PV helped me as well because it helped me with my speaking. It helped me be able to deliver how I want to deliver. It helped me be a more poised and elegant young lady. And it's definitely helped me with a lot of different opportunities, not only just in school, but like opportunities outside of this for my career. Like being able to go mentor different doctors, get to talk to our alumni, and get different experiences. Like those different things, I feel like you can't get that from anywhere else, you know. And I feel like a lot of
That's
people be
true.
like pageants are just like for pretty girls. Nah, we smart out here.
Mm-mm.
We got
Yeah.
way more than just, we got way more than just beauty. So I really just wanted to make sure that I showed them that we got beauty, we got brains, and we got talent. And that's something that I just love to spread and motivate other girls to do because it's also a scholarship. And me coming from
Hmm.
parent home, like that's really, really important. Find a way to feed my family and help my family in any way possible. I recommend for anybody to do that. But it definitely takes a woman of true character for sure.
Hmm. Yes. Yes. I'm glad that you were able to become Miss Prairie View too. I'm really happy for you on that. I
Thank
don't
you.
think I ever got to tell you that.
Thank you, Morgan.
You're welcome. You are more than welcome. So we're about to go into fan questions. Now, it's only what, one, two, three. I think it's like four, okay? So the first fan question I have from Max Davenport. If you could dance behind any black fox, past or present, who would it be and why?
Ooh, I like this one. That's kind of hard because I would love to dance behind Lee. That's just the goat. Like I
Ooh.
just love the way she move. I love the way she groove. Like I love me some Lee. That's one of my big sisters. I also wanted to dance behind Alex, of course, because she was one of the ones who really set the tone.
Yeah.
Definitely got the girls really giving them more like oomph. Like okay, let's do this. She switched up a few things that I would love to know. Especially just being in that era, I feel like PV was a different type of PV. So I feel like their definition of a woman was totally different, and I just like to like learn different styles and get to know
Hmm.
different crafts from a different perspective. So I would definitely like to dance behind
Yeah.
those.
Yes, ma'am. I have another question from Princess Terry. If you could have been at any other HBCU and joined a dance team, what dance team would it be?
Oh, okay. I got three, Morgan. Is that okay?
Oh, okay.
One, this thing yes do it for me every time.
Oh.
Every time they do it from the looks, from the snouts, from the just that when they walk in, oh they coming, they
Oh
coming.
yeah. Oh
And I
yeah.
feel like some type my attitude kind of portrays that. So if I were to have to pick another, I would definitely do Stingettes and Jay Sets. Even though I don't know how to book Morgan, I love me some sets. I love them. I love them, Kayla. I love Priscilla. Like, and I just
Yeah.
Priscilla me and Kayla, of course, because that's my sister. Period. But I would do it. I definitely would.
Yes.
Another team is the Golden Blues. I love the Golden
Golden.
Blues.
Ooh, this is a first. Okay.
Dance team. I love them. I love their style.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Golden Blues, and of course my sister Yasmin. She was a Golden Blue as well. So I just feel like they're really, really diverse and really, really good. So I would go to them as well.
Here, I like that. Yes, man. That was the first for the Golden Blues. That was the
Yeah.
first.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I have another question from Fabian Watson.
Mm-hmm.
What was your inspiration behind the uniform ZNae's creation?
So that one, I was really thinking, let's do unique. Let's do something different. Like I want the colors to give, like you don't know if you're gonna get purple, if you're gonna get a little bit of blue, if you're gonna get a little bit of gold. Like I wanted it to incorporate not just the black boxes, but the band as well. Because I feel like we don't have,
Mm-hmm.
our marching storm, they're like blue and gold, and we're purple. So I feel like I wanted something that combined it, all of that together. And like the print, I really just wanted something whimsical, like something really, really eye catching, right? Because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
so we need to put that on the uniform. And that's what we
Baby, it's beautiful. It's
thank you.
gorgeous.
Thank you. Just
Now,
wait
did
grad pics.
you said what?
Waiting on them grad pics. They're gonna pop out real. They're gonna be too cute.
Ooh, I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that. Like did you just design it or did you like put it together too or
So I actually drew it up. I used to want to do fashion so bad. Like I wanted to
oh.
design clothes. This was like a little girl. I like to draw. So that's what I used to do back then or whatever. And I really just
Mm-hmm.
drew it up. I don't have the design on me, but I literally drew it up in front of the sun. I was like, this is how I want the cut to be. I want the arms to be connected. I want how we had the little ring finger thing on here. I want
Yeah.
I wanted the sweetheart kind of sorta, but still keep it like foxy and keep the nude, of course. But that's really what I did. I just drew it up and I told her I want an iridescent type of fabric when you put that on there,
Yeah.
and I trimmed with gold, and that's exactly what she did, and it came out
Cause
really,
baby, it's fab. It's fab.
really.
I have another question from Mikhail Hamilton. How was
Mhm.
your experience being a part of the Trend Collab series with Quinn?
That was so fun. Trent is very, very dope. I love his work. So
Mm-hmm.
being asked to do videos with him, I think that was my second time doing a video with Trent. So anytime doing any work with him, I love it. Quinn, you can't tell me it's no other 30-year-old woman busting it like that though. Ain't
Okay.
no other. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
The attitude, the everything she gives it. And I'm from Houston, so I love her Houston vibe. I love her like all of that. Like it gives what it needs to give. I love Queen for sure. That's my big sis.
Yes. Yes. Quinn is that girl. She's definitely that
Mm-hmm.
girl. So now we're about to go into Fast Pass. Now, Fast Pass, you might get an either or question. You might get pick this amount of stuff or pick that, pick this. You'll get it. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
All right. So top 3 uniforms.
Top 3 uniforms. The next creation. Boom.
Period.
I love me a that's hard because I love a lot. It's one uniform. I want to say we call it, I forgot what we call it, but it's the lace. It's purple lace, but it has like the loose arms, like it's flabby kind of sort of. And
The
it's like,
futuristic one.
yeah, it's kind of futuristic. I think that's one of my favorites. It's an older uniform, but I really, really love that
I
uniform.
love it.
And then purple velvet is just a classic. Like you can't
Oh
top.
yeah.
That's just
Oh yeah.
that. So those are my top 3 for sure.
Yes. Um, leotard or two-piece?
Mm. Okay. I'm gonna say leotard because I like how it all pull it together. But if we need to give it a 2-piece,
Mhm.
we'll bust down the abs real quick. We could do that too.
Fast, medium, or slow?
Ooh, I like medium. I like medium
Yeah.
for sure.
Favorite favorite halftime show. I'm sorry.
That's hard because I love field show. That's my favorite. I would say the one we did at Southern, and we had my uniform on.
Oh yeah.
I liked it that. I just liked the vibe. Like going out there, it was really, really fun. I liked it that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or no.
Um,
Cotton Bowl. What we did.
Cotton. Oh.
My prerogative. That was one of my favorites too.
Favorite song in the stands.
Okay, I was so upset that I didn't get to dance to this, but Raven danced to it when she was doing her farewell. It is Return of the Mac. I love that song.
Mm.
I really, really,
Mm.
I don't know. I love old school vibes and like I love the way the band plays it. What's that song called? We some head busters. We some
Oh
head busters.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that vibe for sure.
Oh yeah, I like the way y'all play that too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love the way y'all play that.
Too crunk on that
Yes.
one.
Favorite count.
That's a hard one. Let me dig in there real quick. Oh, the one when you go and you do this one
Oh,
and then look, hit.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's the
I
one.
love that count. I love that count. Favorite year you danced.
Ooh, freshman year, hands
Yeah.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Leading or following?
Mm, I love to lead. That's really hard for me because I'll do either or, like either one. You tell me I'm
Yeah.
gonna lead, fine. You tell me I'm gonna follow, that's fine too. Cause I'm gonna put on the show. Either or, wherever you put me.
Right. Yes. Stands or feel?
Field, I love a good field show.
Okay. Homecoming or state fair classic?
This is a hard one. I'm gonna say homecoming just because I love seeing all the older foxes come back. Like that tradition is everything. PV goes all out for homecoming, and the Black Foxes go all out too. We do a scholarship and everything. I think we have two scholarships
Hmm.
actually. So I really just love the culture and the tradition and the sisterhood of the Black Foxes during homecoming for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see a lot of people say homecoming. I can see
Yeah.
homecoming. If you had a chance to have an all-star team of 18 Black Foxes, who
Okay.
would be on your all-star team?
18. They all Black Foxes.
Including you.
Okay.
Yes, they are Black Foxes.
Okay. Of course, me. I just read. I definitely put Sandra on there. Tiana, of course. Jamia, of course. Who else would I pick? Shelby, Ariel from those two from this season. Tiny as well from this season. Who else was a good heavy hitter? Really all of them. But I'm really trying to think of someone that really just always was just doing it for me, and I was always just like, oh, Bree. Of course, I
Hmm.
love Bree swag. Can I pick older foxes too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lee. Lee got to be on my team. Period. Who else did I really, really love? Lori. Duh.
Oh, yes.
Lori. What's that? That's 10. I hope that's 10 if I'm counting right.
I think
Um,
so.
who else? We got 8 more. I would definitely say my craft sister Jordan. I would definitely put her on there. Cherry, she was really, really good. When she was in her zone, she was in her zone. I really, really like that. Bum. I'm really trying to think because I know I'm missing people. My little two sisters, Jasmine and Carrington, they're like yin and yang. So I like how they are.
Yeah.
And they used to dance behind me. I liked how we all used to mesh with each other. So that was that. Kaylee, Mike Tail, period. And
Period.
my other sister Naja, of course. I feel like when we dance together, it's a different type of vibe. She's very, very anxious as well. That's why we click too. But I feel like when it's
Yeah.
just us two, like she in a different like mindset. Like it's just us. So let me give you something real quick, you know? Did
Yeah.
I tell you 18? I'm not even keeping up at this point. I'm
Girl,
just
me
naming
either. I ain't even keeping up.
all the period. We gonna all do it. That's my answer.
Period. Yes, yes, yes. What advice would you give somebody who wants to try out for Black Foxes?
I would say be you, stand out, still stay within the curriculum because you don't want to go out there and be showing them a whole different dancing that has nothing to do with the Black Foxes. Like I said, you got to do your research. Make sure that you really like honing in from head to toe. From that goes from like movements, from how their hair is, how their makeup is, everything in general. And they do interviews sometimes, not all the time. So I feel like having that aspect and just being on your toes with like answering questions as well is really good. Just really being yourself because you really just going in there to show them why you deserve to be a fox. Honestly, why you would
Right.
be just as much as they would be an asset to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am. And what are your future plans?
Future plans. So I'm graduating in December.
Yes.
So I'm gonna graduate. I'm definitely gonna take a gap year and try to work in the medical field. Try to be a medical assistant or a PA, and just build up my resume in the medical field so that way I can apply for med school that following January. I know, not
Mhm.
January. Take my MCAT that following January and then apply for med school in the summer. So med school is my next step for sure. I
Yeah.
also ready to start my own makeup business and cosmetic line. So that's coming really,
Yes,
really soon.
ma'am.
Finally got some time to really just focus on me and the stuff that I love to do as a hobby. So that's something that I'm working on. And I really want to get into some dancing again. I really miss it. Like I've been doing a lot of just focusing on school and like being serving and stuff like that with my campus that I haven't really been doing what I love to do. So I'm really trying
Yeah.
to get back into that, doing more videos, doing more classes, and even probably helping out one of my friends who just started his own dance company
Mm.
to it. So if I can go in and help him and coach, that'll be great as well.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I just want to thank you so much for coming on here, giving the people your story.
Yeah.
Giving the people your story. I just want to thank you so much.
I want to thank you for even just giving me this opportunity and all the other girls that you have given the opportunity to do this. Talking to you is just as a pleasure as I feel like me talking to you as well. So I love this and I want to thank you. Your videos really helped me when I was doing my dancing, when I was dancing. Like you made me feel like, okay, I'm doing good. Somebody really watched me.
Yes.
So I just want you to know, like,
Yes.
do really do help people and it really be making people feel like, I miss Morgan. That's my friend, period.
Period. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
All right, now I gotta go now.
All right, bye bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.